So sitting here in butterfly position, soles of our feet together, spine tall, eyes soft. Let's begin this practice with wave-like breath. So picture in your mind a wave on the ocean, and if you want to switch to the screen that I have my camera on the ocean, you can do that for a visual. Imagine your inhale is a wave coming in to the shore, and your exhale is a wave going back out to the ocean. Just notice what that feels like to just let these waves of breath roll up and back down. So just like a wave, each breath is a cleansing, a washing away. And again, we have the opportunity to just let thoughts wash back into the ocean. And they'll come again, and we can just trust those waves of breath to help us just move the thoughts softly away so that we stay focused and centered here. Paying attention to the small details, the small miracles, this human body and this breath working together here. Let your hands come to your knees and just give a little gentle pressure on the insides of your knees. And with that gentle pressure, pull your chest forward. Just find yourself in a nice little tiny back bend, heart opening shape. And then as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin into your chest. You can slide your hands down onto your shins and open up between your shoulder blades. And then just do that again. Hands gently press down on the knees, the chest lifts forward. Breathe in. And then exhale, slide your hands down your shin bones, open up your shoulder blades. Let's go one more time, just exploring the muscles in the upper chest and back. And coming back to neutral, we're going to tip toward the right side. So just let your right knee come down to the ground. Your legs are still in butterfly. You're going to put some weight on your right hand and then just put a little bit of pressure on that left leg with your hand. The right leg is anchored down. You really are leaning to the right. A little pressure, and you're going to feel something deep in your hip. Not a big sensation. It's just a little opening and a gentle awareness of hips. And then let your legs stay where they are. Bring this left hand across to the floor and take some deep breaths into that left hip and left side of the low back. Just finding some new places. Maybe think of breathing into the bottom of your left lung. The bottom left rib moving. And then circle back to center. Sit upright and just notice that the two sides of your torso might feel a little different. So we'll even that out. Drop the left knee, let the right knee rock up, and then put some weight on your left hand. Push on the inside gently of your right knee. It's kind of pushing that thigh away from you like you're trying to create some space. And then just slowly reach that right arm around to the ground. Drop your chin and feel that stretch in the right side of your low back. your right bottom rib. Breathe right into the bottom of your right lung. We have a tendency to breathe into the upper lungs mostly. And so when we get these deep breaths that hit the bottom lobes of our lungs, there's a response to the nervous system that just signals relaxation. All must be well if I can breathe this deeply. Come back to center, even out onto your sitting bones, and then just draw your knees slowly together. Pull yourself up to a tall spine, and one more little back bend here. Chest lifts. And on your exhale, roll yourself over onto your knees. And we're going to do a little flow here. So you might want to have some padding under your knees. You could grab a folded up blanket, a pillow, just something to give you some padding if you like. It's not crucial, but it just might feel better. So we're going to reach out into child's pose. Let's pause here for just a moment, just to kind of center and breathe in this new shape. You can walk your fingers forward, just feel a little more length and space in your back. Point your tailbone back. Breathe deeply into the back of your rib cage. And shift forward just enough to tuck your toes underneath. Feel that stretch in the bottoms of your feet. Always an uncomfortable thing if you don't do that a lot. So just stretch under your toes, arches of your feet. And we'll keep the feet where they are. Walk the hands back. Lift up onto your knees. Arms reach behind you like camel. And then continue that circle, arms reaching up overhead. Find a nice tall spine here, fingers lifting. And we're just going to come back again into that child's pose. So you can flatten out your feet, reach your fingers forward. Exhale. And we'll do that same movement again, really slowly. Tuck your toes. Start to lift up onto your knees. Circle your arms behind you, around and up into a little back bend. And then back down again, child's pose. We're just flowing through child's pose. And now that you know those movements, you can close your eyes and just create your own timing. Just waking up here. Greeting your body, greeting your day with gratitude. Let's do that one more time. Toes, knees, hips, spine, shoulders, all waking up. The next time you find yourself in child's pose, rock your hips from side to side, like a little hammock, swinging, easing in. And then spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes. Let's lift our hips slowly into downward facing dog. And here's this upside down V. Pedal your heels, shift your weight. Low belly hugs in. Nod your head, yes. Yes to a glorious new day. Shake your head no, no to stress and strain and tension and anything that holds us back from the glory of this day. Let's slowly bring the feet toward the hands. And then just let yourself hang here for a moment, ragdoll. You can touch your fingers to your elbows, hips to the sky, just ease here. Gentleness. And then press to a half lift, and we'll create a similar flow to what we just did. With our knees soft, the arms reach behind us, and make sure you have a flat back here, like airplane. And then rise up, let the arms circle slowly around and up into your back bend. Hands meet and we'll melt forward again. There's your exhale. So the breath is like a wave coming in all the way up to fingertips, and the wave rolls back out. Slow your breath, slow your movements. Embodied. Body and breath flowing together with ease, with gracefulness, patience, awareness. Let's do one more wave-like breath. Roll up. And fold forward. Beautiful, everybody. Really nice. Walk your fingers to the outside edges of your feet. Let's start to explore those outer hips. You're just kind of drawing a little rainbow with your fingers around your feet. Noticing what you find here. As we come back to the center, flat back again, let's rise up, extended mountain. Reach as high as you can in extended mountain, arms to the sky, and then we'll start to just balance. So shift your weight into your right foot, slowly lift your left knee, come into standing staff pose. Just see how balance is today, and I'm gonna let go of any judgment here. Core stays strong, switch sides, easy. Lifting. Good, and so these balance poses are not about performance, just exploration. Switch again. It's really noticing the imbalances that are natural in a body. Giving those our loving awareness. Switch. Beautiful. Good, and then just come back to solid ground for a moment. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. Close your eyes and just pause here on solid ground. Breathing a little bit warmer. Maybe there's an intention you'd like to bring into this practice. A word, feeling, a phrase. Maybe give yourself a word to breathe in and a word to breathe out. So as we move into sun salutations, I'm practicing in the traditional way, literally facing the sun, facing east. If there's any way you can do that in your space, you might try that. Just turn your body, you don't even need your mat. Just turn your body to face east in your space and greet the sun with these wave-like breaths. So we inhale the arms up, and it literally is a welcoming of a new day. And then we exhale, bowing to the earth that supports us. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, downward facing dog, just honoring the animals, the furry creatures on the earth that make our lives happier. Shifting forward into plank pose, just honoring our strength. On your knees or your toes, spin your elbows and lower halfway down, chaturanga. This is sometimes called crocodile, so just honoring the reptiles. Lower the belly to the earth. Inhale to cobra, honoring the creatures that slither on the earth. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Find that wave-like breath. The inhale brings the air all the way in and up. And the exhale is like a wave going out. Slowly bring feet to hands. Inhale halfway. And exhale, fold forward. With soft knees, a wave-like breath, arms circle out, back, and up. And we end with hands at heart. So let's go again. One, sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keeping that wave-like breath. Roll forward and lower down. Rise up. And send your hips high, downward facing dog. Pause here. Noticing, feeling, breathing. Looking forward, step or hop your feet to your hands. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Find that wave-like breath out, back, and up. And hands to heart, exhale. Let's go through one more sun A, and I will let you do this one in silence. So if you don't know the moves exactly, you can follow my movement, or you can just close your eyes and make up your own flow. 12 movements, 12 breaths. We will meet in forward fold at the top of our mat. And slowly, let's take that wave-like breath out and up. Pause a little longer here in the standing back bend, arms behind your ears, heart reaching forward. And then let your hands come to heart center. Pause and notice, once again, the heat, body, breath here. Good. Turn to the long edge, the wide edge of your mat, whatever that is. If you've stepped off, go ahead and come back on. And let's turn our toes out to the corners of our mat. We're gonna reach our fingers up like a 5-pointed star. Good. And if you're ever in my friend Amy's class, she says we should say out loud, "I'm a star," every time we do this, so go for it. Exhale, squat down into goddess. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Just do that a few times with your breath. And the next time you come down into this goddess pose, let's pause here, going into sun pose. So in sun pose, the arms reach out, the palms turn up, and it's like you're holding the sun in your arms, like the sun is just right here resting on your chest. Imagine that, this big warm ball of light in your arms. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit, pick up your heels, balance on your toes. That rocks your world. Good. your legs shake a little bit. And then if your heels are lifted, go ahead and drop your heels, but sink your hips a little bit lower. And come back again to that 5-pointed star. So we'll create a new flow here. Let your arms reach straight out from your shoulders. Turn toward your right foot and come into a warrior stance. So the back heel turns out, the back toes turn in. Kind of on a surfboard here, you're looking over your right arm, your right knee. Good. Back arm scoops down and up. Both arms meet in a little more like a warrior one. And then we open again into that sun pose. And we'll go the other way. So turn toward the left side, warrior. Your feet just have to do a little pivoty thing. Warrior two, the back arm scoops down and up into warrior one. And then we open into that sun pose. So see about taking that from side to side. Warrior two, scooping to warrior one, and then opening again. So once your feet get the idea, it becomes this nice, flowy, body opening sequence. Exhale to warrior two, inhale to warrior one, exhale to sun. And then you can add an in-breath into your star before you exhale again on the other side. Meeting in the center, bring your hands to your heart, step back to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here on out, you have the option to take a vinyasa or to opt out. If you like vinyasa, that's just shifting forward onto your knees or toes, lowering halfway, rising up, and sending hips back. We're gonna raise our right leg high and exhale, step the right foot between our thumbs, dropping our back knee for a kneeling lunge. That's another place that you might want to pad up under your knee. So we've gotten really good at this wave-like breath. Let's use that here on in this kneeling lunge. So on the inhale, the arms reach back, out, and up. And on the exhale, we lower down. Just let the arms do the movement of lifting you up, around, and down. Nice hip opening, hip flexor stretch. One more time, circle around. And then tuck the back toes, lift that knee off the floor. The left hand stays down. We'll circle just the right arm around into that twist. We'll do that 3 times. And then find your balance, find your stability. Again, wave-like breath, arms come behind, lifting you up into high lunge. Hands meet, bow over your front leg and circle again. Reach back. Lift up. Lower down. One more time. And as hands touch the earth, downward facing dog, and your choice, stay here, take a vinyasa. And when you're ready, raise your left leg high. Step that left foot through, drop your right knee. Find that kneeling lunge. Find your breath. And wave-like breath here. Inhale, arms lift you up. And lower down over your front leg. 3 circles. Beautiful, everyone, gorgeous. Hands to mat, tuck the back toes, lift the knee. And now the left arm is the circle. So reach up into that twist and around and down. Awesome. Staying on the back toes, finding stability. A wave-like breath, arms back, around and up. This flow. Think of waves coming up and rolling back out. Hands to mat, downward facing dog. Your choice, stay here. Flow through vinyasa or even take child's pose. Whatever helps you to be in your body, do that. Let's raise the right leg again, and this time we'll bend the knee. Let's open up through the hip. Might want to move that hip a little bit, kind of see what's going on there. Move the ankle. Move the knee. And then shifting forward, that foot finds its way again to the top of the mat. We'll drop our back heel and rise up like a wave, warrior 1. Opening out to warrior 2. Here's a new flow. And it's not new for most of you. It's familiar. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Reverse warrior. And then windmill your hands to the mat, downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa if you like, in between sides. And then when you feel ready, just raise your left leg, open up the hip, feel what's here. Ankle, knee, hip. And stepping through, the left foot comes to the top of the mat, drop your back heel, rise up, warrior 1. 1 breath. Opening out, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Side angle. Exhale all the air out. Moving like a wave, reverse warrior. And hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Again, you have the offer to stay here or to flow. Always choices. And then when you are ready, step your feet wider. Come to the outside edges of your mat. Walk your hands back about 1 hand length. So you're in a thinner base. And press through the front of your palms. You can soften your knees, but really get into the tops of those hamstrings. You might straighten and bend your knees a bit so you can really find that the middle of the muscle, the middle of your hamstring muscles. So tight on most people, especially if you do a lot of sitting. Walk your hands back to your feet, press to shins, and find that flat back. Good, and then with soft knees, let's reach the arms high here. So your feet should be separated pretty much about mat width apart. Let's move side to side. So interlace your fingers and start to tick-tock your arms side to side. And then go ahead and open your arms wide. Come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So you can step to the wide edge of your mat if you like, if you haven't already. Hinging from the hips, the chest moves forward. And just take your time. Use your core to help you lower down here into this flat back. And then the fingers just glide to the ankles and lower your head down. You can gently pull by bending your elbows. Your 10 toes are facing the long edge of your mat. You might bend and straighten knees here. Just find a little more something. Fingertips come right underneath your face. Your shoulders lift to a flat back. And we'll find a twist here. So the right hand is in the center. The left arm opens up. You might be saying hello to your right inner thigh. And then switch sides, left hand down, right arm up, open, breathe. Let's do that again. Twist to your left side. And twist to your right side. And then coming back to center, lower your head down, but bring your hands over to your left ankle, both hands, and gently draw your torso over your left leg. Breathe here. And then we're going to bring all 10 fingertips to the floor. Put a bend in that left knee. You can pull your right toes up off the floor if that feels okay. Otherwise, you can keep those right toes down. But we've got a bend in this left knee. You should be feeling a nice deep stretch in your right inner thigh here. Yeah. You can turn your toes out. Just find a better base for yourself. Now the left hand comes inside the left foot and the right arm opens up. So you can kind of press against the inside of that left knee. Good. Release hands to the floor, come back to center. And then bring your body over your right leg. Take a hold of your right foot, right ankle with two hands and gently draw yourself over that right leg. Hamstrings. Breath. And let all 10 fingertips come to the floor. You're going to turn your right toes out to the corner of the mat and put a bend in that right knee. And again, you can kind of roll to where you're on your left heel, or you can keep that foot flat. Kind of find your base that feels interesting to you. The right hand is inside the right foot. Left arm opens up. So your arm and your knee are kind of pressing together in this little leveragey kind of way, but it's gentle, sweet. Go ahead and lower down. Find your way back to center. Bring one knee to the floor and then the other. And allow yourself to sweep around into a seat. Got some hip action today. So as you come into butterfly, see if there's, if we had a measuring stick, you might notice that your knees are a little lower toward the ground than they were when we started. So we're going to do that same thing again, where we tip over onto the right leg. We're going to put both hands on the floor, and this time we can pick up this left leg and just start to move that leg around. So the foot comes behind, the knee comes to the ground, and then it comes back to touch. So we're just exploring hip movement here. It's kind of a mermaid type of thing, and back. Touch your inner knee down. Touch your feet together. Sometimes people talk about popping in the hips, sounds. Make sure there's no pain. And then see if you can just let that leg relax into this mermaid shape. Your weight is on your right hand. The left arm lifts up and over. And you might even drop down to your left elbow and just give yourself this nice long side body stretch here. Breathe into your ribs. Let both forearms come down to the ground and turn your head to just look straight down. It's a little bit like pigeon. Use your hands to bring you back up to center. That leg swings back in easy into butterfly. Take a second here with a tall spine. Yeah. Now just lean over to the left. Put your weight in your hands. And then let's start to explore the movement of the right hip. So tapping the inner knee down and bringing your foot back. Internal rotation. Gail, that's for you. External rotation. Gail is studying anatomy with me right now, so she knows all these things. And then we'll leave that knee behind us. And let's reach the left hand out, right arm comes up and over. Be on your hand or down on your elbow. See about a nice long stretch here through the back of your right shoulder, your right ribs, right waist. So if you can get a little bit more, those intercostal muscles between your ribs, breathe deeper, stretch your rib cage more. Beautiful. And then both forearms come down to the ground. Turn your head to look down. An interesting shape. You've got a lot of different angles in your joints. Breathe into wherever you feel this the most. Wave-like breath. Come back up to your hands. And your legs out in front of you. And start to find your back. Go ahead and lower down onto your back. Hugging knees into chest. And just feel the way your whole soul, your whole body just really wants to exhale here, and just let that happen. Just a big release. As you move your knees side to side, in and out, maybe happy baby. Just really aware of your back on the ground. So we're going to move into a twist. You can extend your arms out into a T and drop your knees over to the left. You can do this with your knees stacked on top of each other, or maybe one leg crossed. Everybody has a favorite way to find a twist. Your right arm extends and you're just looking out over your right arm. Once you find this twisting shape, close your eyes and create once again a wave-like breath. That wave coming in to the sand with its little soft bubbles and going out back to the sea. And slowly switch, knees drop to the right, adjust your hips, adjust your body. The left arm extends out behind you. Turn your head to the left. And let those waves of breath come in and out. Almost like when you breathe, you can pull that wave up onto the sand. And send it away. And slowly unwind back to the center of your mat. Start to extend your legs so your heels feel the outer edges of your mat, the corners. Let your arms come off the sides of your mat, palms turned up, shoulder blades beneath you. Roll your head slowly from side to side, and until you find that perfect place where the back of your skull rests easily on the earth. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your cheeks, your temples, your forehead. Feel the softness behind your eyes. And then imagine that wave coming up through the bottom of your feet, this wave of breath to the crown of your head, washing back through you on your exhales. Take 3 more wave-like breaths here. 3 full cycles of inhale, exhale. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Being curious again about the movement of your body. Start to stretch yourself out long, yawn. Sigh. And gently roll to one side. Finding your way back to a seat, maybe on a cushion. We're going to end today this practice with the Hawaiian mudra of Shaka. You're just going to lift your thumbs and your pinky fingers, which just brings images of surfers, toes in the sand, waves coming in and out, the sun, the palm trees, warm air. The word aloha, it's this embodiment of love, of kindness, of compassion, of community, taking care of each other. So as you leave your mat today, more centered, more grounded, more calm, be like a bodhisattva, an enlightened one walking through the world, sharing that peace, that centered calm with all that you meet. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Gratitude. Or as the folks over here say, mahalo.